Hey guys, good morning. This time we're gonna fix a house that we installed some concrete piers 10 years ago. So we installed 10 concrete piers around this side of the house. The piers went like 11, 12 feet deep. But unfortunately we have been explaining one of the reasons why we don't install concrete piers anymore is because they tend to fail with the lack of maintenance. The steel piers, they usually require way less maintenance, and they don't tend to shift with weather cycles because they reach way deeper. One of the reasons why I and the engineer are diagnosing that the piers fail is that the back alley right there is higher than the house. So the problem is that from the back alley to the house we have a drop. It slopes down towards here, and because of all the roots and everything, the soil is very unstable. And when it rains, the water puddles in here takes a long time to drain. So when I came here last week, we had some rain and we had about 5 to 6 inches of water in here, and it took about a week to drain. Now as we're digging, you can see how wet the soil is. Now that water enters the holes, travels all the way down to the bottom of the pier, and since concrete piers, they stop shallow without really reaching load-bearing soil. So with no maintenance or little maintenance, the concrete piers always tend to fail. That's the reason we stopped using them. As I mentioned, it took some time for these piers to fail. However, this time, we're not only adjusting the piers, but we're gonna upgrade them with the steel pipes so we can make sure that we don't have to come ever again and the customer doesn't have to come through this again. So we're gonna test how many pipes we push into each hole. So we have the old concrete pier right there, the old concrete top cap, another cylinder. So the cylinders and the material, they're not the problem in reality. Like the concrete material is fine, the problem is the depth that they achieve. So these jobs are a testament to our commitment with customer service and our customers in overall, because you know, everybody in this industry offer a lifetime warranty, but only a few are willing to honor it. As I mentioned, we're not just coming to adjust the piers. That will be the easy and cheapest route. Like we could just come here, remove those piers, and maybe go down another 2-5 feet with concrete material again and call it good and just finish the work, right? But that will probably fail down the road again. Then, as I was explaining, all this area floods severely, so we're gonna install a deep French drain from all the way there, passing the fence, across the driveway, and all the way to the street. So the drain is gonna remove the problem. It's gonna stop this area from flooding, and then with the steel piers, we're gonna make sure that we really reach deep bearing soil, so the house is never gonna move again. Last time when we worked on the house, we also did some piers inside the garage. We're gonna access those holes as well, and we're gonna install the steel piers there too. So we have in total 10-12 piers more or less that we're gonna be upgrading and adjusting. Now the house is gonna have two types of piers. We're gonna have the concrete piers and we're gonna have the steel piers. On the concrete piers, we're gonna adjust them. We're gonna make sure that we drive them deeper if needed. We're gonna make sure that they have enough pressure, and then we're gonna install the full new steel pier. So with two systems, there shouldn't be any problem down the road, even if the area floods or with the trees, because we have this big tree in here. So even the roots or the flooding, or I don't know, like the gutters, any of the recommended maintenance shouldn't be an issue anymore, because with the two type of piers, the house is gonna be well supported. Now for everyone who watches our videos, you know guys that we're very careful with everything, and when we finish, it always looks like we were never here. So right now we're making sure that everything is within the property line of this homeowner, and we remove the camera and everything from her side. But yeah, I mean, she was complaining that we're not respectful, that we can't be leaving stuff on her property, and you know, we're never like that. We're respectful. So all of the holes are ready. We're just waiting for Wahama to finish the last one. But I'm gonna start installing piers as well. Carmelo is installing piers. He started over there. I'm gonna start here, then move into that one and continue that way. As soon as we finish installing the piers, we're gonna set up the bottle jacks and lift and level the house. Then we're removing all the dirt from these holes. We're not gonna really need a lot, because as soon as we start digging the trench, we're gonna start backfilling the holes with the dirt from the trench. The trench for the drain is not gonna need the dirt back, because we're gonna fill it up with gravel. Remember that the French drains, they use, we fill them with gravel, and they have to be at least like 18 inches deep. So that's why we need to remove the dirt from here. Okay, we're gonna start installing the steel pier first, then adjusting the concrete one. We have the concrete pier right there. It has some dirt, so you don't see it. We're gonna do the steel pier here. We have our hydraulic pump, and we're gonna start doing it. Hey guys, so just an update on this drama. You know, I went again with the neighbor. I knocked her door and I told her like, look, there's no reason to be angry or to have any problems. In reality, we just have to do our job. When we finish, I'll let you know so you can take a look at your side, make sure you're happy with the grading and all the dirt, make sure we don't leave any debris on your property. And if you're not happy, we're gonna make sure that you're happy. And she was like, oh yeah, I'm so sorry. I had just woke up and that's why I came aggressively, but I apologize. And I told her, no need to apologize. We're all good. It's just that, you know, like we're just working. We're just trying to do our work. We don't mean to bother you or damage your property or get into your daily life. It's just that we have to dig these holes. When we dig, all this dirt come out. We're gonna clean up. We're gonna do everything we can. And like I said, we're gonna make sure you're satisfied afterwards. We're gonna have to install a drain. The drain is gonna benefit you as well. And there's gonna be dirt, more dirt, because when we dig the drain, all that dirt is gonna have to come out. But we're gonna haul it away. And once we finish, again, I'll let you know that everything is ready, so you can take a look, and if you don't like it, then we'll just make sure that you're happy. And she was like, oh no, yeah, my family also works in construction and I should have been more respectful. I told her, no, I mean, you're right, it's your property. We don't have any right to be inside your property. It's just that, I mean, there's no fence, no walls, no nothing. So, I mean, we have to walk around and stuff, but we'll make sure that we clean everything properly. And at the end, like, I apologize as well. Like, I never meant to be rude or anything like that. If she took it, or if I sound rude or something or defensive, then I definitely apologize. We're just trying to do our work. So it's all good. We're on good terms again. And she said, like, feel free to use my side. I told her, no, don't worry. We don't have any reason to be on your side. It's just that if any dirt or anything like that crosses to your side of the property, we're gonna make sure that we clean it. So this is how the job site looks like. There's no grass or anything on either side. That's the reason we're not using tarp. Then we're just hauling away all this dirt. Then after finishing the foundation work, we're gonna dig the trench to install the drain. After we finish with the trench and the drain and everything, we're gonna make sure that everything looks smooth, clean and nice. Then we're not only gonna let the homeowner know, but we're also gonna let the neighbor know that we're all done, so she can take a look. And once we finish, if she's satisfied with the way we're finishing and the final results, then we'll be happy. If there's something she doesn't like, then we'll make sure that we correct it and ensure that she's satisfied with the way we finish our working here. I just finished installing the first pier, and we're gonna check the depth of the pier. So this is on real time. Debería bajar solo, ¿no? Más largo, más tiempo, más se va suave. El peso se va. So it went like 22.5. The concrete piers achieve a lot of pressure, and they achieve refusal because of drag. As we push the concrete cylinders down, they get friction with the soil around them, so that's why they can't really go that far. just finished installing these two piers. We're on the corner of the house. Corners are always lighter. So the steel pier went 24 feet deep. Here on the concrete, I put like another 7 cylinders more. So about 10 years ago, we drove this concrete pier around 12 feet deep. That's the most we could because of the refusal. But after all these years, the soil beneath the pier, because it wasn't real bearing strata, is softened, allowing the pier to settle. Now this time we're adding another 7. So if we add all the cylinders that have been pushed in here, it's 12 10 years ago, 7 today, so that's 19 versus the 24 in here. So this one went 24 feet deep. It reached about 7,000 psi, and I can't drive it any further down because the house is not heavy enough. But it's way less unlikely that the steel pier is gonna fail compared to the 12 feet that the concrete pier originally had. So we always try to reach 10,000 psi, but I'm gonna show you what refusal is, and we always have to stop if we achieve this, because if not, we can definitely harm the integrity of the foundation. So as you see here, the steel pier didn't really went down anymore, and the house has lifted maybe about 1.5 to 2 inches. And if I keep going, it's just gonna keep lifting instead of the pier going down. See, the house is just lifting. So if I keep doing that, I can definitely cause major damage to the house. So we're gonna stop in here. And we have achieved the same with the concrete one. I'm gonna show you that in a moment. So now we're testing the concrete pier. We achieved refusal as well. You're gonna see how the house goes up now. See, the concrete pier didn't go any deeper. Even that is shallower than the steel pier. That's what we're having here. The problem is that if we see the steel pipe is loose. It's not a big deal, because once we have the weight of the house sitting on top of the pier, this is not gonna be like loose anymore. But this is exactly what we want. So the reason it is like this is because the friction reduction tip, it opens or it displaces the ground as the pipe goes down. So that's the reason it looks like this. But when we do that, there is no drag against the soil. There is no friction. Friction is very minimal here. Now on the concrete pier, we don't have that movement. Of course, right now we have the pipe in there. I'm gonna lower this. So there you have the refusal. Let me grab my steel plate. So here you can see that the concrete pier, it moves, but it's not a lot, it's just a little bit. That's because the pier is going against, it's dragging against the dirt. So that's friction. Also, the surface area is much bigger here. So because of the surface area and because of the friction, the concrete piers always reach refusal against the house way sooner than the steel pier. And even that both piers reach different depth, we have the same pressure. So pressure alone doesn't mean the pier is never gonna shift. What is gonna determine if the pier is gonna shift or not is the depth. So this pier, the steel pier, lifts the house and supports the house based only on axial capacity. So all the weight from the house goes straight down towards the tip of the pier, versus here on the concrete, it goes towards the friction and the bigger surface area. So this pier always reaches deeper because of diameter and because less friction. We're back at this repair. This is our second day. Just to recap, we are adjusting 10 piers and installing 10 steel piers. This is as part of a warranty, so the customer is not being charged for the adjustment nor the installation of the new piers. The new piers we are installing as a courtesy to make sure that we don't have to go through this again. Initially we installed concrete piers, but we stopped doing that a few years ago. So now every time we have to do a warranty work, we upgrade the system to steel pipes. Then we're doing a French training here. We have a lot of progress. We still need to install 2 more piers before we can lift and level. And the guys already have a lot of progress on the trenching. Part of the problem here, guys, are the trees. We have huge trees next to the foundation. They absorb the water, causing the soil to dry. They also go through the dirt, weakening the bearing capabilities of the soil. So they also tend to cause a lot of movement.